Margaret, here for the forum, the debate tonight. As you've been traveling around the 7th District, what have you found is the biggest concern for some of the residents as you've been talking to them?
The number one issue in this district is healthcare. And people are just really tired of having to fight to get affordable access to healthcare. So I'm for a single payer Medicare for all public health insurance program.
So, and how are you finding that that's affecting the people in the district?
People are very responsive to that. At this point, the Affordable Care Act was a great step in the right direction. A lot more people got covered, but we have some real problems with it. Some people don't have insurance at all. The cost of insurance on the exchanges is astronomical. And as we see with President Trump and Republican majorities in both the House and the Senate, it is subject to manipulation, and so it's malfunctioning.
So, as far as tariffs go and everything like that, because that's obviously something that's impacting the agriculture in the area too. What are you finding is the issues there as you've talked to residents?
About tariffs?
Yes.
I've had people contact my campaign to tell me that they are about to go out of business because of that. And they've reached out to Representative Duffy's office and other elected officials, and they're not getting satisfactory responses. So one of the fellows, he makes small plastic parts and has Chinese customers for them. And because the tariffs have gone up to 25%, he said, sorry, we love doing business with you, but we can't anymore. And he's losing his business right now as we speak.
What are some of the other issues that and some of the constituents here in this area have brought forward to you?
Well, agriculture, of course, is a big one in the 7th Congressional. They are very concerned that they are not going to have a market for what they produce. We also have a dairy crisis going on. And because we don't have a supply management program in the United States anymore, and other countries such as Canada do, it is causing a severe imbalance, and we have an overproduction problem with milk. And now there are farmers getting together on boards, and they're trying to problem solve this, because the common thing is we're overproducing. What are we going to do about it?
Obviously, you being somebody who served in the military, how does that experience help? How's that going to help you if you end up getting to Washington?
Well, in innumerable ways, I'll have to tell you that. So I served just over 24 years in the military, and it provided me with good experience on the professional level, and it also provided me with experiences with all different kinds of people in different environments, and I think that that's really helpful in getting to know people that you don't live by or that you don't have the same profession as. And so I find it easy to relate with a lot of different people. And in addition, just being inside the government gave me a good perspective on how it can work effectively. And not least of which is the team building and all the things you can accomplish when you have a good organization.
And lastly, before we let you go, hypothetically, of course, you've got a primary to win first, but in the event that you do win and end up representing this district in Washington, day one, once you get to your office, once you unpack all your belongings, what's going to be first on the agenda?
Well, I look at this as a twofold issue. So anybody that reads the newspapers or turns on the television, we have got several crises going on in Washington. We have the Russian government that attacked our elections. We have investigations into this that have stalled because Democrats have not been in the majority. We have not provided the oversight of the executive branch because a lot of things have just been let to slide. So on the constitutional side, there is a lot of work to do. On the policy side, Medicare for all. And I'm gonna go find other like-minded folks and start fighting to get health care for every single American.
Anything else that you'd like to add then?
I just want the folks of the 7th Congressional District to know that I will have their backs in Washington, and the reason I'm running is because we need better leadership, we need bold leadership, and we need fundamental change, and I will work every single day to bring home investment to the 7th Congressional District.
Thank you, Brian. We're here for a forum tonight between you and Margaret and the Democratic side. Tell us what the campaign's been like so far.
It's been great. We have now been in all 26 counties. We've logged over 10,000 miles, covering the 20,000 square miles of the district. It's really given the opportunity to hear the stories and concerns of the people in the district, and also just to confirm that their needs and concerns are not currently being met. They need someone in Washington who pays attention to the 7th District and who speaks for the 7th District.
So then, what are those top 2 or 3 concerns that you've been hearing?
Top one is healthcare, which as a doctor, that's why I'm in this race, because what happened last summer, if it weren't for Senator McCain's vote, the Congress would have destroyed and decimated the healthcare, the very people who I've committed my life to taking care of, and Congressman Duffy repeatedly voted to take away people's healthcare. The other key issue that we're hearing a lot about is tariffs. I mean, just today at the Clark County Fair, a farmer he is the 7th generation dairy farmer, and he's the one who had to sell off the cows. And it's because the dairy industry is falling apart, and it's part of this now. They were already stressed, and then we had these reckless tariffs. So we now have more cheese in storage than we've ever had, and the price is at a 10-year low, because 50% of our cheese from Wisconsin used to be exported to Mexico. The soybean harvest will be coming in. Every 3rd row of soybeans used to go to China. Ginseng now has a tariff. Talked to someone who worked in a sawmill when I was at the Wausau Fair just last week. He said they're cutting lumber, and now they're putting the lumber in the warehouse instead of putting it on the trucks that used to take it to Canada. So, and now it's the motorcycles, it's the cranberries, all of those products, and the needs of the people here are not being attended to. In March, 107 Republican representatives in the House sent President a letter, and they asked him to be very careful with the reckless tariffs. Congressman Duffy chose not to sign that letter.
So then, so obviously those are some big concerns, because you're talking about the livelihood of some of these Wisconsinites.
Absolutely. I mean, people, like I say, this one dairy farm had been going for 7 generations, but these global markets have been developed over years and years, where the hardworking farmers and manufacturers here in Wisconsin developed these global relationships, and now they're being destroyed in a matter of months.
So obviously, Democrat, Duffy's a Republican.
Yeah.
So if you have one message for those Republicans that are for Duffy, why should they listen to you? What would you say to them?
I would say that I understand their pain. I've been a doctor. I understand the healthcare needs. I've also been a leader in healthcare, having been president of the Marshall Clinic for several years. So I understand the challenges of solving those problems. And I also understand business. I actually went and got a business degree when I was president of the clinic. So I can understand the challenges of business. Of here's the resource, here's the market, here's how you bring products to market. So I think I can understand their story, and I think I can work to solve problems and create solutions, which is what they need.
So that last question then, let's, if in the event that you do get elected, you get sent to Washington, first day on the job, what would be first thing on your agenda?
Start setting the schedule to return to district to listen to people.
All right. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right, you bet. Very good.